talking about the electrical distributor industry, and this is Jim Lucy, and you are the editor-in-chief of Electrical Wholesaling Magazine. Okay, and let's talk about the big fish eating the little fish, the merger and acquisition side of things. A lot of that movement going on?
There is, yeah. It's been a kind of a steady drip, 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 I guess you could say. There's, in the distribution side of the business, there's two very, very large companies, actually based out of France, Sonepar and Rexel. They're the two biggest in the world, have done a lot of acquisitions over the years. Most recently, Sonepar has been particularly active, but the five big guys, I guess you could say, Sonepar, Rexel, Graybar, Wesco, and Consolidated Electrical Distributors are the five biggest ones.
Okay, and now Amazon is making its presence known.
Very interesting, yeah.
How's that going to shake out?
It's a lot of talking points, a lot of consultants making a lot of money saying how we can compete against Amazon. I think what's going to happen really with the distributors is they're not going to be able to build an Amazon supply as far as a online storefront, but they're going to need some type of storefront because it's going to be a lot for them to compete against if they don't do it. The challenge for a lot of them is that it's at least a investment of about $500,000 apparently to do it really right, to really have it and to staff it, and could even be a little bit more than that. So some of them are struggling with it. You know, they bank on having the local product, local warehouse, local expertise, the personal touch versus buy it online. And there'll be some areas, probably some product areas, where I think Amazon might be more of a threat than others, and they're definitely something to be reckoned with. But I think some good, if they kind of keep it to the good basic blocking and tackling, being a good local resource of product expertise, competitive, maybe not always the lowest pricing, but good basic blocking and tackling, I think they'll do okay.
Yeah, I think customer service reigns supreme, right?
Yeah, it does. It really, the basics of that, they want to know if something does go wrong, the return policies in the electrical projects. There's a lot of, they want everything on one pallet. Amazon might have trouble pulling it all together, and a lot of times they want it, very that next day, although Amazon is competing on some next day service in some areas too. So very, very interesting to see how that shakes out.
Okay, so would you say that Amazon is one of the top 3 challenges for electrical distributors?
Definitely, yeah, I think so. I think that whole arena, Amazon for sure, other types of online merchants that do a very good job. W.W. Grainger, while not necessarily a full-line electrical distributor, does a terrific job with their online storefront. And so companies like that, there's not very many of them of that scale, but I think also they can learn a lot from some of the masters of online storefronts. So that's definitely one, and I'd probably put it at number 1, I think. That's probably one of the biggest ones, I think.
Oh, absolutely,
the biggest challenge.
It cuts into business. What about number 2 and 3?
I think the other thing is, and some of it kind of gets back, many of our readers they're small businesses, family-owned businesses. It's perpetuating that business, if they don't have a son or daughter or nephew or niece that's interested in going into the business, taking over, or maybe not qualified, or it's finding out what do you do with the business, how do you pass it on if you get to the next generation? Do you sell? Do you merge? What do you do? So that's a succession planning, I guess, is the overall topic for a family-run business. That's a big challenge for them. And I think the other one would be just the overall economic conditions. Very tough to gauge right now. It's either swinging very high, very low, as I mentioned. Certain regions of the country doing terrific, others not so much. I think it seems like the market cycles seem to be a little more erratic than they had been in the past, and just kind of trying to gauge them, stay on top of that, I think, is probably my number 3 challenge, I think.
Yeah, it's tough to claw your way out of a recession, right? Okay, so those are challenges. Let's talk about opportunities. Where do you put the biggest opportunities?
Sure, LED lighting has been insane. I mean, there's just a lot of interest in that. There are a lot of challenges too, getting to product quality and all, but so much interest in that. We put anything up on our magazine and on the website on LED lighting. We get huge numbers of hits on that. Very, very interesting stuff. It's fascinating how quickly it's taken over a lot of the different lighting options on LED. So I'd put that number 1 for sure. I think, and this is kind of an evergreen opportunity, but being able to launch new products and show contractors new products that can help them do the job faster, easier, or safer on the job site. It's an evergreen. Everyone wants to know how to do that. Certainly know that Klein focuses on those kind of basics of marketing as well, but that continues to be a really big one, I think, for sure. And the other one, I think, is just it's how do you deal, it's both a challenge and an opportunity, but dealing with the new people coming in, the millennial generation. How do you keep them interested in working for a company? How do you perpetuate that company? And training people, it's both a challenge and an opportunity. If you do it right and you can be the place to work in an area, that's pretty cool. If not, you're going to maybe be lagging.
Yeah, I'm going to add number 4, and that is how do you keep them off their phones?
Yeah, that's right. They'll help you.
Well, you, I think, after listening to this, would be everybody's I wish he was my best friend. I wish I could call him at every turn because great insights into the industry, right? But all you need to do is tap into the magazine, Electrical Wholesaling Magazine, and you get all the insights from Jim, right?
Well, and on our staff, we've got a small staff of full-time writers also, but a lot of good outside experts that we work with, and a graphic designer that we share with EC&M. But with the magazine, with the ewweb.com, number of email newsletters, and some new initiatives that we're in the process of putting out.
Yeah. Hey, well, thanks for keeping your finger on the pulse of the industry.
Thank you, Barnaby. Enjoyed it.
All right, appreciate it. So, again, all good information all the time here on Tradesman TV.